Hey there, future California teacher. Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to our Rica Subtest 3 test prep lesson. This is going to cover competency 2. And what we're going to do is we are going to walk through a reading assessment quiz to make sure that you are totally prepared for test day. This video is proudly presented by ricatest.com, the best place to make passing your Rica test super simple. We've got a study guide, workbooks, every lesson that you need to master in order to pass your upcoming exam. And if you want to make passing simple, visit us at ricatest.com or just click the link in the description below. All right, so let's start this 10-point quiz. It gives us 10 minutes, and what I'm going to do is read the question and give you some time to look at the answer options A, B, C, or D. Select the best response, and then we'll cover that together. So question number 1 reads, what are 3 primary purposes of reading assessment? Three primary purposes. Remember that we have the entry level, we have the progress monitoring level, and then we have the summative reading assessment. So that's where we're going to click right there. Go on to question number 2. This asks, how should assessments be adjusted for a student with an IEP? So as a teacher, what you want to do is use specific testing accommodations that are actually written in that student's IEP or that section 504 plan in order to ensure that you adhere to that IEP. And so what we want to do is select apply IEP accommodations right there. Move on to question number 3. This one is a fill in the blank question, and it reads, key quality indicators for standardized assessments are, and then we need to fill in the blank. Which one is this? Take a moment here, pause the video if you need, try to find the best answer. I'm looking right here at reliability and validity. So remember that also, in case you receive a question on test day asks, what is the reliability of a standardized assessment? Remember that reliability means consistent scores, and validity means the measure of what it claims to measure. Okay, so moving on to question number 4. This asks, or this is another fill in the blank, the best use of assessment results is to fill in the blank. Adjust instruction individual. Remember, we need to meet the needs of all of our individual students, and we assess them to understand what they individually understand and what they still need to work on. All right, moving on to question number 5. This says independent reading level is best defined as. So the independent reading level is that the student can read greater than or equal to 95% with accurate word accuracy, as well as greater than 90% comprehension when you ask the student about what they just read. So we're going to go right here, 95% words, 90% comprehension. Moving on to question number 6, you're doing great. Most effective way to share results with parents or guardians, what's that going to be? Now, what I really like about parent-teacher conferences is that it allows a two-way discussion so that we can provide helpful information about the parents' children. Moving on to question number 7, this reads, a percentile score of 78 on a norm-referenced test means the student, and then fill in the blank. Percentile means 78 equals performed higher than 78% of the group who also took the exam. That would be right there. All right, moving on to question number 8. This reads, instructional reading level thresholds are closest to. Now, we've talked about independent reading levels, and now we're talking about instructional reading levels. Remember, those are two different things. An instructional reading level is when the student can read at or above 90% of word accuracy and at or above 60% of comprehension with the teacher's support. So we're going to go here and select answer option A and move on to question number 9. This reads, to set levels with graded passages in an IRI, you must fill in the blank. All right. Now remember, your Rica test is going to provide you with a lot of reading and pedagogy jargon, and it's your responsibility to make sure that you know all of the technical terms. So do you remember what IRI stands for? That's individualized reading inventory. And in case you're sort of like, I never got to study this in college. I remember my professors, we never went over really any of this technical information. It was just based off the study guide that I wrote. That's how I mastered the material. And then I took all of those terms and I put them all into one place. This link here that goes to the Rica Test flashcards, it provides every single technical term that you need to know. I remember when I was preparing for my own Rica test, that was a savior. So here we go. What is the correct response for question number 9 about the reading inventory? That would be accuracy and comprehension. Moving on to question number 10, this one asks, which most clearly serves as progress monitoring during a unit? Remember, there are different types of assessment, and what exactly is progress monitoring? That is the question here. So, an example would be weekly exit slips. This would be an example of a progress monitoring so that you can monitor the progress of the student based on the lesson or the unit every week to make sure that they continue to comprehend and understand that which is being taught. Let's take a look at our score. We got 10 out of 10. Thanks so much for sticking around to make passing your Rica test super simple. Just click the link in the description below or find us at ricatest.com. Thanks for watching.